Hey, hi guys, Violet. So wonderful to see you today. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great. All right, let's get into a little collective message. By the way, I am also starting to do our November messages. Just know I'll be working on those throughout the day and releasing those throughout today and tonight. My goal is to get all of them done today, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll do as many as I possibly can today. So we start out with Tahitian treat. So the energy for this collective message is to attract more vibrant and lively individuals who share one's energy, cultivate a positive and invigorating demeanor. So we have this is kind of a nice juxtaposition to the backdrop that I chose. I'm like, oh, let's do a rainy kind of like vibe here, and I'm thinking maybe I went the wrong route because this says rainy. No way. Let's go someplace bright, sunny, tropical. So somebody could be, heck, I mean, somebody could intentionally be dressing in, like brighter colors simply to offset the like kind of more dreary energy or November can be one of those months, or end of October into November could be one of those months where it's in between fall and winter, and so we start to kind of see a really significant change. If somebody is actually saying, yes, let's celebrate the leaves falling off the trees, let's celebrate a change of energy. A ten of swords doesn't have to be bad. It's the end of either a painful cycle, and let's celebrate it. I feel like somebody is going to be very upbeat in this kind of like energy space in this timeline. I'm all about doing something more positive right now. I don't want to look at anything as a negative. Life is changing, things are changing, seasons are changing. That's okay. Queen of Swords. This is somebody who's not like pretend looking for joy. This is somebody who's like actually pointing out each season brings, like, well, in this case, new blossoms. So I would say we may have for this collective message a feminine who's like fully embracing the next chapter of her life. This could be a very strong Libra energy for this particular storyline, but obviously it's Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But we've got possibly a very truthful, clear-eyed divine feminine who's like, are you kidding me? Let's make sure that we enjoy our life. So some things end. Maybe those are things that needed to end. So some things couldn't stay with us in our life. Maybe that's because they got other work to go do. That's okay. I don't want to sit around and feel wounded. I'm not wounded. If somebody can't be with me, maybe it's because they have wounds that they need to heal. So I wish them healing. But for me, that's not my journey. My journey is to go ahead and keep blossoming. So I'm going to be really happy about this. I feel like this could be the story of somebody like releasing an ex with love simply because they're able to see it the way it actually is, which is we didn't work because they had some stuff they had to go do. And that's okay. Anna Marie, oh my God, thank you so much. Excuse me, Anne Marie, thank you so much. You are so generous. Thank you for that incredible gift. Thank you for that donation, love. So sweet of you. Now, this just looks so incredibly positive here. We have a King of Swords upright. We have a Page of Swords upright. Okay. Her attitude of like being self-possessed, not being sad just because she had to let go of somebody in her past. And this could have been like a very lengthy, a lot of emotions tangled up with someone. She's wishing that person well, though, and letting herself move on. And what's so crazy is this like dignity that she displays, this ability to genuinely wish somebody well. She's not storming around pissed off, being like, yeah, well, my ex was trash, my ex, and they were so wounded. She's not like living in her past. She's not talking about someone else's journey or why they couldn't be with her, because she's actually moving forward. And it's so wild that dignity, that clear vision that she has is making her really attractive to a King of Swords who would be a great match for her. He's obviously noticing her, paying attention to her. So I'm going to say it like this. This collective message is describing a very empowered, we'll say divine feminine right now. Somebody that is able to let go of a person that couldn't be her match right now, but she's not mad at them for it. And that like singular sense of awareness is what is giving her back this incredible like glow and confidence. And that in turn is what is making someone who would be a good match for her, somebody who is equally as ready, somebody who is also similarly let go of exes, isn't mad at exes because it's like, look, they're my exes for a reason. We weren't compatible, but I'm not going to be mad at people that are maybe so wounded. Like, why would I heap more shame on them? We already couldn't be together. They sabotaged some stuff. We weren't good together, whatever it is. Like, God, I just hope that they do better and that they heal, but I'm not going to sit around and, project shame, nor do I even need to keep talking about them. I've moved on. An ex is an ex for a reason. And I think that this is so refreshing. I think he is noticing that same mentality in her. I mean, he's definitely spotting her and he's definitely seeing some kind of like bright aura that comes off of her. She may have a very beautiful voice. She may be somebody who moves with a lot of grace. We see her carrying herself, head up high. She may have beautiful posture, but everything here speaks of somebody who is very true with themselves, who's very true with the way they look at the world around them, and who's unafraid to just go ahead and, like live their life. And she understands that sometimes you have to let things go to continue to live your life. It's so wild because he looks at her and he sees somebody who is like very badass. Okay. He sees somebody that is interesting, somebody that is empowered, somebody that is like very giving, but also like she moves, she goes forward in life. And I think all kings and queens have learned how not to overgive. In particular, he sees her though as a queen of pentacles, which is very interesting. So he already knows she's like somebody who likes to build, grow. She's very stable, very grounded, but she doesn't just walk around and like overextend herself to others. This is something I think he appreciates about her. Let's just see. King of Swords, how are you viewing her? Six of Pentacles. She's just exactly who I want in my life. There is something about music in her. There is something about her that is very, think of it like this. Music can just be a metaphor for like harmony. Music, to me, music is probably one of the most important things. It's like sunlight to me. It's like food to me. I have to have music. And I'm just thinking that that's kind of the way he looks at something about her. Like she is like this very, very valuable like nutrient that he wants in his life, something that would complement him, make him better, make him feel more balanced. There's something about the way she does things. Now he may be very clinical minded, but he sees her as somebody who's quite the giver, but she too has a very clinical mind when it comes to decision making. Maybe that's the other reason he's like, we would complement each other so well. She has like a groundedness to me that would balance me out. Very drawn to her. Oh my God, Hetty, thank you so much. You're so generous. Thank you, babe. That is so kind. Yeah, so nice to see you, baby. You guys are so awesome. Happy Sunday to everybody out there. I'm so honored you guys are here. We've got a 9 of Cups. It's sideways. There's definitely like this shared energy of, I feel like she's a happy person. I feel like I'm a happy person. And I feel like you put two happy people together, two self-contented happy people together. And we aren't going to pull each other down. We're not going to come in and be like, I'm miserable. You need to fix what other people broke in me. He already knows that's not how she comes across. She comes across as somebody that is whole. And she's self-content, but that's the other reason. It would be like, wow, to spend time with somebody else who's self-content, that would be so nice. That would be so lovely. There is no bitterness in this story. There is only like characters that have accepted endings in their life so that they can move forward and they're not stuck in their past. And I think that whatever it is about her, she wears that energy and he spots it in her. Can I just ask, because I'm interested to know, let's turn to the universe and say, universe, what are the symbols of somebody that is wearing their healed energy? What is the thing that you would notice perhaps? Seven of Wands, Four of Swords. So Seven of Wands is how somebody overcomes struggles, but this is somebody who's like gone into that inner space, right? This is somebody in their inner temple. They may project a really great aura. Their energy could be really lovely. They could be somebody that is a good problem solver. You know, if you're whatever standing in line and there's, you know, like, oh, the register is broken and there's a backlog of people, they could be the person who's like, you know, maybe this is happening for a reason. You know, somebody who can roll with it or make light of the situation or find a creative solution. Somebody that contributes to solving a problem instead of being like, this is unacceptable, you know? Like, I mean, I know we've all been that person too, where it's like, I have to catch a train. I can't believe that the register's broken. How am I supposed to buy this? Still get to the train. That's going to foul up my whole day, right? We all have moments where we're not going to be able to be the graceful person who just is this great problem solver. But in a more generalized sense, a person who sees obstacles and goes, oh, well, then I guess we got to find a solution. And you kind of shrug and you continue on. It doesn't foul up everything in your life. One thing that goes wrong doesn't destroy everything for you, because you're kind of somebody who's healed and you expect the ebb and flow of life. You kind of expect things to sometimes get all snagged and then, you know, you gotta unsnag it or you get redirected. It's somebody who maybe can roll with that a bit. And the other sign would be, in this case, we have somebody who might be able to let the sand out of their kimono. The Four of Swords is somebody who knows when to be silent and listen instead of talk. Somebody who can diffuse a situation, somebody who knows when to withdraw and say, I need a mental health day. Honestly, I was overwhelmed, so I just stepped away. Or somebody who can say within a conversation, like, you know, this makes me really sad. I'm just going to take a break from this. Or, you know, somebody who can say, like, I've had times when my life has been really, really heavy, and, you know, that's something I work on. I practice some breathing exercises. I do some stuff to help me take the pressure back off. What's cool is that the universe is like pointing out that people that maybe are able to let things go, it's not that they don't deal with the exact same hurts, pains, obstacles, stresses. It's that they find like either maybe coping mechanisms or diffusing mechanisms to say, the thing that is unhappy, the thing that I've just faced, the thing that is a big disappointment, I can't let this sink me. I have to take some of this pressure off of me. And that means I'm going to have to work through this instead of just being like full on meltdown. I mean, maybe they have a moment of meltdown too, but then they say, okay, this one moment is not the crescendo of my entire life. I will work through this. And that might be the hallmark of, you know, somebody who is kind of able to let stuff go and keep moving forward in life. And I think that comes with practice. It comes with learning techniques, or it comes with, you know, like choosing to say, I don't want this to be the way I feel. So I'm going to have to find a strategy to work through this disappointment. I'm going to have to ask myself, what did I learn about this? Or I'm going to have to find a way to problem solve. It doesn't mean that these are characters that are better than anybody else. It doesn't mean that these characters don't experience hurts and pains that devastate them. It just says that they say, but I guess I must carry on. And this won't be the only thing that I focus my life on. I have to balance things back out. I have to realize that there's more still going on in my life to, you know, look forward to and to put my energy toward. So basically it's characters with a little bit of like self-control, even though they still feel all the same feels that anybody else would with things going wrong. Okay, I was just curious about that because I was like, how is it that he's spotting this in her? And what is it about the two of them? What is the energy that they give off? These two have known significant difficulties in their life. This King and Queen of Swords have both had significant disappointments, setbacks, problems, but here they are still carrying on. They're very resilient characters, which is also kind of a beautiful thing to see. So as far as this King of Swords meeting her, but he notices her before she notices him, from what we could tell, right? Because we saw that Page of Swords where he sees her. Let me just ask, what is it? How is it you're noticing her? Two of Wands in the reverse, the Chariot upright. Look, she stands out to him like the moon in the night sky. We got only one moon. There's lots and lots of stars, but there's just one moon, right? She stands out to him like, sometimes when you spot somebody and you just see the essence of them. You just see something about them. You see the way they conduct themselves. They stand out to you. He just has gotten to a point in his life where he trusts that when he sees something that he's drawn to, when he sees maybe it was a sweetness to her, maybe it was this groundedness to her, he's like, I need to approach her. There's no denying it. I already know. I need to know who she is. So he's there. I know it's not really an example of, why though? Why anything? Why do we spot somebody that stands out to us? I would say, like attracts like maybe, but he just sees her and automatically knows this is somebody I got to go find out about her. I'd regret it if I didn't go find out about her because I already feel like there's something amazing about her. Does she sense him approaching, or is this going to be a big surprise? She's, we started it out like she's just in a good mood. No, she's not even looking. This King of Swords is going to be approaching her at a time where she's like, oh, there's absolutely nobody on my horizon. Emperors, no, I don't see anybody. I mean, I'm not dating anybody. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just out here having my best day. She could be doing something very simple. She could be, whatever, walking down the street, listening to, her headphones, stopping to smell a flower. She's just in her own little happy world. She's just enjoying her life. The last thing on her mind is somebody notices me, or she's not dressing to be like provocative or anything, although she may very well be. She's not trying to catch people's attention. I kind of think she's in her own world. And that's when he notices her. That's when he approaches. Maybe this is also really lovely because, the divine masculine energy is the energy of the sun, right? It's the projection energy. And this seems to be him choosing to move toward her. But it's funny because the Chariot brings in the energy of the moon, which is the divine feminine, which is the gravitational pull. I would say we have a very beautiful and harmonious energy matchup. Now, it doesn't matter what genders these characters are. It's just the energies that they're sitting in, right? We all have yin yang within us, but they are a complementary duo. Of course, he's drawn to her, but it's so funny because she comes off as the sun, happy, projecting happiness and controlling her own life. And he's drawn to her with the energy of the moon, even though he's in the masculine energy of the sun. So you can see again and again, what we see is two people that match in these really subtle, but cosmically balanced ways. And again, it really has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with what they're both seeking. He wants some of her happiness and warmth in his life. He feels warm when he looks at her. So that's why he's drawn to her. Ace of Swords. I feel like their first dialogue, first conversation is going to be pretty obvious that there's something here. There's a reason that these two have a meeting of the minds. There's a reason that these two maybe have something in common. Queen of Swords upright. He approaches her and definitely they have a very truthful conversation right out of the gate. Nobody's fronting. Nobody's hiding who they are. Nobody's, there's no pretense between them. It's just simply meeting the real person. And it seems there's probably going to be some amazing eye contact here. I said she's probably not dressed, to be eye-catching, but her natural tendency toward her wardrobe could be incredibly unique. I just feel like this is two people that they're so well matched for each other that they will stand out to each other. It'll be whatever she's wearing is just his taste. It's exactly wow, that's such an amazing outfit, or that's the aura of her. It resonates so well with him and vice versa that I just feel like these two, it's kind of effortless for them. Let me go ahead and grab just one more on his side. We've got the Ace of Coins. So this is this is very unusual for him as well. I feel like both of these characters are just dialed in. Maybe it's because you notice how similar we saw them, right? King and Queen of Swords. We see them very equally matched, sun and moon energy. Maybe both of them have reached a point in their life where they've gone through enough life experiences to get to where they are now, where they know what they know. When they see the thing they like, they see the person that they like, they don't really have any hangups. They don't have, I mean, he certainly has no insecurities at all. He sees her. He says, undoubtedly, she's somebody I need to go talk to. She's clear and defined. Like, if there's somebody that approaches me, of course, I'll talk directly to this person. I have no fears. I trust my instincts. I trust that I'll know who I want to talk to and who I have to let go of because I've practiced that. That's how the story began. I had to let go of somebody and I can't be mad about it. Instead, I actually accept the way life goes. I think she's got a real strong sense of I'll know it when I see it. I'll know what I need to do. I have the power to let go when I have to. I can trust me. I make good decisions. Maybe that's the crux of when we really feel empowered is when we can trust our own decision-making abilities. I can do the tough thing when I know it's the right thing. I can move forward in life. I trust me. And I wonder if that's the real secret sauce here that is making these two so like bold and confident. Let's just turn back to the universe for just a minute and say, so universe, does this work out for them? Is this two people that seemingly meet? I don't know if he sees her at work, if he sees her walking down the street. I don't know exactly how they meet, but the universe says, well, bear in mind, it ain't my doing. If these two are attracted to each other, if they want to explore what they could build together, this is the Ankh of their life, right? The Ankh represents a life. What life do they want to build? The Sphinx is the great enigma, the great mystery. This is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is passion. And I think that the universe just says, could it work? Well, of course, of course. It depends, though, on what do they build together? How do they see their futures merging? Of course, this can work. In fact, they seem to have great desire and they seem to already have a sense that I don't know why I'm meeting you or what's supposed to happen here. I only know that I want to find out. And that's where the universe is like, I don't tell you humans what to do. You're asking, are these people going to make it as like a couple? And the universe is like, what does that look like for them? They get to pick it. Anything is possible where there's a desire, and obviously these two are drawn to each other because there's a meeting of the minds, meeting of the spirits. But what they'll build together, that all depends on what they envision. Can I get one more? Only because we have the great mystery, the great enigma. Is this just giving them all the power in this situation, or is this hinting that the universe is like being coy, like, oh, I know a little something, something. 10 of Swords to the 8 of Wands. All I can say is that if the universe is playing coy at all, it's just saying the two of them meeting denotes like a very big change for both of them. Their life is going to pick up pace in ways they could not, have dreamt of. There's a lot coming next for the two of them. This is like, I think that their life is going to fast forward. I think for both of them, they're going to either like grow as people, they're going to like kind of like supercharge each other. I almost think that this is the universe being a little bit coy and saying, oh, darling, you got no idea. These two are a really good match. The things that these two will become, the sky's the limit. How they will, like empower each other. And like, it's almost like we're finally plugging into the right power source. And it's like, oh, just you wait. These two will go on hyperdrive. Their lives will expand. They will expand. And the things that they could do together, the things that they could build together, could be the stuff of history books. That's pretty cool. I wanted to get a single story out today, but it's so crazy that this collective message feels more like a single story to me. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Roxanne, I'm delighted to see you, honey. Divine Protection, good to see you, hun. Raptorf, darling, I'm always wishing the best for our characters as well. I love that, Raptorf. Selene, wonderful to see you. Black Butterfly 25, Mystical Visions. Trini, I'm so glad you made it. I know King of Swords comes out a lot. I think we have characters like getting really clear lately. Hi, Amelia. Hetty, you sweetheart. So good to see you. Thank you so much, Hetty. Michelle S. Leah. I have a general Virgo video that will come out here as soon as I'm done here, and then we'll continue on with all the zodiacs for some November messages. Okay, I'll probably take a break somewhere in the day, but my goal is to get all of the November messages for all zodiacs. Okay, EM, so good to see you, and Dee, thank you for being here, love. Denisa, peaches are juicy. Lots of love to you also. You're so sweet. Hallelujah. Oh my God, hallelujah. I know music is so important, isn't it? I absolutely couldn't do without it. Thank you again so much, Hetty and Anne Marie. That was so incredibly generous of both of you. Thank you again. Luminous Marina, so great to catch you. Hi, Mon. Kimberly, shout out to you in Australia, love. Delinda, hi, sweetheart. And Thea, hi. Hi, Jalen. And Violet, you were first in the house. Annie, yes, I'm so glad. Hi, Rania. Robin, Noor A. Thank you, everybody. So good to hang out with you guys. All right, I will continue to post some of the videos for November for all the zodiacs. So I'll see you guys throughout the day. Baby girl, that's awesome. Purple has been the theme for your nails. That's awesome. That's a very spiritual color. Purple is really spiritual. Elemental Eye. Hey, darling. Wild Wisdom. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, it is my pleasure. We will definitely get to Pisces earlier today. I told you guys in that Pisces video yesterday, I was like, okay, I can't wait to see what happens in the next Pisces video. So I'm going to move Pisces to a little earlier on in the day. Okay. I'm still going to get to Leo and then probably Taurus, Capricorn, and then we'll do Pisces. I would normally do Pisces a little bit later, but I want to get Pisces up earlier in the day because I got to find out. Yes. NES, spot on. Yeah. It's so funny because, purple is one of my least favorite colors. I always said that I hardly ever wear purple. And then when I have backdrops and I have to wear purple, then I realize I have a freaking ton of purple in my closet that I've acquired. And I'm like, I always say I don't wear purple. I don't own much purple. And then I turn out to be a liar. I must buy purple when I'm asleep or something. All right, you guys, lots of love. Mystical visions. Hey, darling. Bye.